Madagascar is often called the Red Island because of its rich, iron-heavy soil. The earth here glows with a deep, rusty color, a striking sight that sets the island apart from anywhere else in the world. This unique soil is both a blessing and a challenge for the people who live here, shaping the way they farm and build their lives. This huge island off East Africa is a world apart. Separated from the mainland for millions of years, Madagascar has developed its own identity, with landscapes and life forms you won't find anywhere else on Earth. Its landscapes change from old baobab tree roads, where ancient giants stand like silent guardians, to lush rainforests teeming with life. Then there are the super sharp stone forests called the Singi, a maze of limestone needles that look almost otherworldly. These dramatic formations are so tough to cross that even local animals have adapted in unique ways just to survive here. It's a place with lots of different plants and animals, lemurs, chameleons, and thousands of other kinds found nowhere else. Over 90% of Madagascar's wildlife is unique to the island, making it a living laboratory of evolution and adaptation. But besides the pretty pictures, the people of Madagascar face really big problems. Life here is not easy, and every day brings new challenges, from unpredictable weather to limited resources. The Malagasy people, with their special mix of African and Asian roots, are very connected to the land as farmers, fishermen, and people who raise animals. Their traditions and daily routines are shaped by the rhythms of nature and the demands of the land. They need what they can grow, catch, or raise to live. For many families, every meal depends on the success of their crops or the day's catch from the sea. This connection is both what makes them strong and what makes them open to harm. When the land suffers, so do the people, and their resilience is tested again and again. If you drive through the countryside, you'll see bright green rice fields next to villages where the ground is cracked and empty. The contrast is everywhere: lush growth beside drought, hope beside hardship. Beauty and difficulty live side by side. Children play in the shadow of hardship, and families find moments of joy even when times are tough. To understand Madagascar, you need to look past the scenery and see what people really go through every day. The real story is written in the faces of those who work the land and in the quiet strength of their communities. My trip here was about meeting the people who live and work on this land and hearing their stories directly. Each conversation revealed a new layer of resilience, hope, and determination. What's it like to rely on rain that just doesn't come anymore? How do you keep going when the weather turns against you and the future feels uncertain? How do you feed your family when markets are far away and prices are low? Every day is a test of resourcefulness and endurance. These questions show a story of struggle, pride, and a spirit that can't be broken. In Madagascar, the land and its people are forever linked, facing challenges together and finding strength in each other. In Madagascar's highlands, a farmer's day begins long before the first rays of sunlight touch the earth. The air is cool and heavy with mist, and the world is quiet except for the soft sounds of footsteps on damp soil. I spent several days with Jean and his family, learning how their lives are woven into the natural rhythms of this land. Their days are guided by the rising and setting of the sun, and the gentle pull of the moon at night. Jean rises in the cold darkness before dawn, his breath visible in the chilly air. His wife, Marie, is already outside, skillfully coaxing a small fire to life beside their wooden home, preparing for the day ahead. Their children, still rubbing sleep from their eyes, join in the morning chores, fetching water from the well, feeding the restless chickens, and sweeping the yard. Only after the work is done do they gather for a simple breakfast of rice, eaten together in the cool morning air. Jean's tools are humble, a well-worn shovel and a sturdy hoe. These are his companions as he tends his small plot of land carved into the hillside, where every inch is precious. He plants cassava and corn, crops that can withstand the harsh sun and uncertain rains. Each season he hopes the weather will be kind, that the dry spells won't last too long. The soil here is thin and stubborn, demanding constant care. Jean spends hours pulling weeds by hand, breaking up clumps of earth, and tending to each plant with patience and determination. There are no machines to ease the burden, no irrigation systems to bring relief during drought. Every drop of water, every seedling, is a result of hard labor and unwavering hope. At midday, Marie walks out to the fields, carrying lunch wrapped in cloth. The family gathers in the shade of a tree, sharing a quiet meal and a few moments of laughter before returning to their work. As the sun dips low, the work continues until dusk. Jean returns home, his body weary but his spirit steady, knowing tomorrow will bring the same challenges. Evenings are spent gathered around the fire, the family sharing stories and songs beneath a sky crowded with stars. These moments of togetherness are as vital as the food they eat. Life here is built on the essentials: family, hard work, and a deep, unbreakable connection to the land that sustains them. Every hand, young and old, plays a part in the daily struggle and the small victories. Each day is a test of endurance and hope, a measure of how much they can give and how much they can dream for a better harvest. The rhythm of this life is ancient, passed down through countless generations, echoing in every step and every story told. It is a life that demands strength, shaped by the rugged beauty and challenges of the land itself. In Madagascar, survival is not just an individual task. It is a family effort, a shared journey, and a testament to the enduring spirit of those who call this land home. Drought or not enough rain is the biggest danger for farmers like Jean. For generations, families here have depended on the land, but now, the earth is turning against them. In southern Madagascar, years of no rain have caused a big problem called kir, which means hunger. This is not just a season without rain, but a crisis that stretches on, year after year. The land is like bones, rivers are dry and wells are empty. The once fertile soil is now dust, and the water that gave life has vanished. People walk for hours to find a few liters of water that isn't safe to drink. Every day, women and children set out before sunrise, hoping to find enough to fill their containers. Some children haven't seen rain in years. For them, the idea of rain is almost like a story from the past, something their parents talk about but they have never experienced. The sky, which used to bring life, now means suffering. The sun is relentless, baking the ground and making every day a struggle. Farming in the old ways is almost impossible. Corn and cassava dry up, and hope fades with each failed crop. The seeds that once promised a harvest now bring only disappointment. The loss is personal: no food, no extra to sell, no seeds for next season. Families watch their stores run out, knowing there is nothing left to plant. Many people, especially children, don't get enough food. Malnutrition is everywhere, and every meal is smaller than the last. Families eat wild cactus fruit, bugs, or even boiled leather. Anything that can fill an empty stomach is considered food now. Zebu cattle, which show how rich someone is, die in large numbers. Their loss is not just economic, but deeply emotional for the families who depend on them. The drought is a slow disaster, taking away people's ways to live and their pride. It erodes not just the land, but the spirit of the community. It's a quiet, daily fight to stay alive. Every sunrise brings new challenges, but also a small spark of determination. Under a clear sky, hope is as hard to find as water. Yet, even in the harshest drought, the people of Madagascar keep searching for both, refusing to give up. Drought is just one part of Madagascar's changing weather. Weather patterns are hard to predict. Rains come late, stop early, or arrive as strong storms. Sudden floods wash away the top layer of soil and destroy crops in just hours. On the east coast, big storms called cyclones flatten farms and homes. Farming becomes a risky bet. Floods or drought can wipe out a whole year's work. The mental toll is huge. How do you plan for the future when the weather is crazy? The people of Madagascar don't cause much pollution that harms the world, but they suffer the most from it. Their struggle is what climate change looks like up close. It's not a problem far away, it's ruining lives right now. For Malagasy farmers, every season is a fight to get used to the changes. Even if farmers get lucky and harvest a crop, their struggle isn't over. Madagascar's roads are rough dirt paths, often impossible to use in the rainy season. Villages can be cut off for weeks, making it almost impossible to get to markets. Farmers carry their produce for miles, sometimes for days, only to find some of it spoiled. At the market, they face middlemen who offer very low prices. Desperate to sell before their crops rot, farmers have little power to ask for more money. Most of the money goes to others. Farmers earn just enough for basic things like salt or soap. There's rarely money left to buy better seeds or tools. This cycle traps families in poverty. The trip from the field to the market is tiring and often useless. Hard work brings little reward. The road to market can feel like a road that leads nowhere. Still, they keep walking it, because they have no other choice. The struggle to stay alive weighs heavily on families. Parents like Jean and Marie carry the heavy load of making sure their children are okay. When harvests fail, it's not just losing money, it's the pain of seeing children go hungry. Many children leave school to help on the farm, giving up their education and future. Dreams fade as just staying alive becomes the most important thing. In close-knit villages, hard times are shared, but when everyone is struggling, the ways people help each other break down. Feeling desperate can strain the bonds between people in a community. Yet what stands out is the quiet strength and love within families. Parents protect their children from worry, creating happy moments even when things are hard. The strength of Malagasy families lasts, even in the toughest times. Their pride is steady. In small acts of love and giving, their true strength shines. Malagasy people get strength from their rich traditions and community. Respect for ancestors, or razana, is very important. Rituals like the Famadihana celebrate this connection. Music and storytelling fill evenings, passing down history and values. These traditions are a vital way to deal with daily hardships, making their identity and togetherness stronger. Community support, or fihavanana, means everyone helps when needed. This spirit of family connection is a main part of Malagasy society. Even in the darkest times, no one is truly alone. Tradition and being together are their biggest sources of strength. As travelers, it's easy to feel far away from Madagascar's problems, but spend time with its people and you see hopes and fears that everyone shares. The love of a parent, the pride in a good harvest, these are feelings we all have. Their fight for a better life is a journey we can all understand. The climate crisis that threatens them is the same one we all face. Their story is connected to ours. Understanding what they go through makes our own experiences and kindness deeper. Their journey becomes a part of our own. Even with difficulties, Madagascar's story is one of hope and strength. Farmers keep planting, even after crops fail many times, driven by their strong will. Communities find new ways, using new methods, growing crops that can handle dry weather, and small ways to water their plants. These small steps make a real difference. The greatest hope is in the next generation, children who are eager to learn and dream. Helping them get an education is key to breaking the cycle of poverty. The Malagasy spirit cannot be broken, rooted in their culture and community. Their story teaches us about how fragile our planet is and how strong the human spirit can be. By supporting farmers everywhere, we help grow seeds of hope. Madagascar's lasting spirit is a lesson for all of us. In their strength, we find inspiration for our shared future.